during this conflict. This has been a Gulf War update.
Hello. Could you call Mrs. Medina and tell her that her daughter's here for dinner?
Room number?
Afraid I don't know. She's recently moved rooms.
Give me my key.
Yes, sir.
You. I want to talk to you.
I don't have anything to say to you.
Upstairs in my suite now.
No, not now. I can't. Let
Look,
go
I
of me.
want to talk to you about...
Get your hands off of her.
So get it all off?
Yeah, all the makeup's gone. Watch out for the cables. I wouldn't want you to fall. They're gonna start shooting tomorrow.
Don't mention the movie, please. Don't say anything about the movie. No.
Hey, just remember, cool. Cool. That's the essence of a new plan here.
Yeah, that is if our plan will work.
It will work. It's different. You haven't tried this angle yet.
I know I haven't tried this angle yet, Lucky. You just don't know if I can handle myself.
Well, you gotta be able to handle it, okay? Just handle it. Quiet logic. Quiet. Yeah, quiet logic. Explain to Megan logically why she should trust you, huh? And don't forget, you gotta forget that you love her.
Don't forget that I gotta
Don't
forget
forget
that I love her.
Right.
How am I supposed to do something like that?
How? You treat her as a good human being. That's how. When you go up to her, you talk to her like this. You say, Miss Gordon?
Miss Gordon.
Yeah, Miss Gordon. I believe that your life is in danger, and I'm here to help you as a friend, or even better yet, as an acquaintance.
Lucky, I ask you, how am I supposed to do something like that when all I want to do is pick the woman up and carry her off someplace?
Well, can you do that without being hot and bothered?
No.
Well, then we have a problem.
Wanda!
Oh, hi.
Please, have a cup of coffee.
Sure, cup of coffee. Cup of coffee.
Megan, what are you doing here?
Hi, Megan. Can I get you something?
No, thank you.
Let me just get this dirty ashtray out of your way.
Thanks. Well, you broke all the speed limits in Landview.
What?
I lost you in traffic twice.
You were following me?
Yes. Seemed as if you were being chased by demons.
I was.
Personal ones?
Yeah. It's not every day that you tell the woman you love that you love her.
And then run off without giving her a chance to say anything.
Do you have something to say to me, Megan?
Here's what to do when you don't find the rainbows in this time. Here's where you go when it looks like the rain won't end. Don't cry. I'll give you tomorrow. Let me be the one to share it with. And each day that follows, 'cause we only have one night to live.
Why you walked out on me. You left me pretty confused, you know.
Yeah, no more confused than I am. Than I was.
What, you're not confused anymore?
No.
Well, you still seem a little angry.
It's only because I'm angry at myself. I should have spoken up weeks ago. And seeing you after all these years hit me at first sight. Since then, I've been lying to myself about how I feel about you. I should have told you right then and there that I loved you, and I always have loved you. And I probably always will love you.
Well, hasn't there been anyone else in your life?
Yeah, there's been some other women, but no one like you. The few relationships I had, it was really unfair because I was always looking for you in someone else, and it just doesn't work that way, does it?
No, it doesn't.
Well, you've never denied how you feel about Jake, and for the past few years, I've been denying you. I've even been trying to deny you up until the last hour, which is why I'm so angry with myself.
Hunter, I'm sorry.
No, Megan. You don't have to be sorry. It's not your doing. And it's time I took off. I'm not running away. It's just that I don't have anything else to say.
Oh, wait, I didn't just come here for my health. I came here to tell you how I feel.
Well, you're causing me problems here, but I'm not giving up on you yet. Let's see. I think the word logic, quiet logic probably threw you.
Yeah, that got me going.
Yeah. Let's try common sense, huh? Common sense.
Fine. I can understand common sense. I'm sure she can relate to common sense.
Yes, I think
understand
so.
what I'm supposed to do here now. I'm just... Gotta talk quietly to her for a while.
That's right.
And I just go in there, and I get her to agree to trust me. That's all.
Yeah, that might be a little hard to do, but as long as you don't talk to her like a jealous boyfriend, I think you'll be able to pull it off.
Don't worry about it. Don't worry. I can handle myself here. Now, all I have to do, she starts jumping on my back and accusing me of things. I don't defend myself. I just let her go.
That's right.
I get it off her chest.
That's right.
I keep going for that common sense thing.
Right.
I plug away at that. I convince her that Carlo's mixed up in this thing and that he's playing for keeps.
Right. Tell her Carlo is after the Buchanan family, and she's one of the Buchanans.
And that makes complete common sense. Now, all I have to do is go there and talk like this, be cool, change my clothes, buy some roses.
Jake!
What?
No roses. That's what Hunter would do. That's competing. No good.
I'm talking about one stinking lousy little rose. That's
I'm
all.
telling you, Jake, no roses.
Fine, I'll think about it.
Jake, just use common sense. No roses.
One rose! That's it, one rose.
I'm very sorry. I meant no harm. I just wasn't thinking. I had a great shop this evening.
Yes, I heard.
How?
Does it matter? Asa told me.
Asa, what's going on?
I lost a child that meant everything in the world to me. I'm sorry, Mrs. Holden. I won't bother you again.
This is proof that Tina's baby is not Johnny's, it's Cord's. There was a mix-up in the blood samples that the insurance doctor took. And I think it's all straightened out, and Cord has the DNA match.
So they're sure that he's the father?
Yeah, absolutely sure.
I'm stunned.
Yes, so were a lot of other people. But I can tell you, a lot more were real happy.
I'm sure. Max,
What?
I just, I want to thank you for coming to my rescue.
Thank you. Why?
Well, because just having you show me the smallest amount of care, that I'm still worried about what happens to me, it felt wonderful.
Hey, of course I care about you. That's obvious. And I also run a hotel. I care what happens to the people who reside here. I'm glad we ran into each other and we're talking. Because, you know, there's some things we've got to resolve.
Really? Well, why don't we go into the bar and have a drink? And I'm supposed to have dinner with my mom, but
There's no need to do that. We've already talked about this.
Really? What is it then?
Well, you know, putting our house on the market.
We have got to track down Tina Roberts tonight. I want reports from every sheriff's office west of Tulsa. Got that?
Yes, sir.
I want to know the minute you have any information. I'll be having dinner at, where would you like to have dinner, son? I want it someplace close to headquarters.
How about Heavenly Hash?
Good, Heavenly Hash. And if I leave there, I'll check in.
Yes, sir.
I'd also like a weather report from that section of the country.
You got it.
Okay, that's all.
All right.
Okay. I guess we can cut out of here now.
Hey, Dad, this is you and Sheila, New Year's Eve, right?
Yes, we had a ball.
You know, I just wish I could get Rika's big sister to like me more.
Well, it's too bad you don't have your old man's charm, son. Good Lord, we'll never get out of here. Come in.
I hope you don't think I'm half nuts for coming over here with this.
An ashtray.
No, it's not just an ashtray. There's ashes in here because this was a note that Carlo Hesser wrote on a napkin, and then he burned it up in my place.
Carlo Hesser, huh?
Yeah, he was in my place, and the Buchanans gave him hell. I mean, that's when he found out that Tina Roberts, the child that she's carrying, is not Johnny D's child. So then he wrote something down, and then he burnt this. So when I saw this, I called Asa, and he said that I should come over here, and I should give it to you as soon as possible.
Good advice.
Yes?
Excuse me. Tim? Tim? Now get this down to the lab ASAP. See if they can figure out what was written on the napkin.
Yes, sir.
Thank you for bringing this in,
Oh, thank you.
Take care.
Yeah.
Listen, son, we're gonna have to make this a short dinner. I'm gonna want to stay on top of this.
Okay, whatever you say.
Max, I love the house. Al loves the house. He loves his room. He plays in all the other rooms.
I know all that. I'm afraid I won't be able to continue the mortgage payments, that's all.
It's our home.
You don't have to keep saying that. I realize that. But I just can't afford all our expenses. And I can't ask for a raise here because basically the hotel business is breaking even. It's a recession. It's, times are tough.
I know.
So listen. Just hold on. If we have any profit from the sale of our house, we'll split it, okay? When are you going to get a lawyer? I mean, you and I shouldn't really be discussing these details.
I can't afford a lawyer. I don't have any money. You know that.
Yeah, but you also know that I'm going to help you no matter what.
I don't know how you can do that if you can't pay the mortgage payments. How are you going to give me money for a lawyer?
I'll borrow it.
I don't want you to do that. Is there such a desperate rush for all this?
The sooner we make a clean break of this, I think the better.
That's what you want.
I think it's something you want too, don't you? I mean, this limbo thing is killing me.
I'm not in limbo.
Don't you want to start a new life?
How can I start a new life when I can't let go of the old one? It isn't that easy for me to let go. This is all in your mind. This is your decision. It's what you want. I can't just let go of everything just like you can.
Okay. Shh. Okay. Listen, let's just talk in a couple of days, okay? In the meantime, just think about getting a lawyer. I think it's time. I gotta go to work, okay? I assume you're still meeting your mother for dinner, right?
Yes.
Okay. Good night.
Good night.
I have to talk to you.
Not you. I don't have anything to say to you.
Oh, yes, you do. And it's all very important. I want to talk to you.
Not to me, it isn't.
You're wrong. And you're wrong if you think the Buchanans have defeated me.
Oh, darling, I'm sorry I'm late.
Mummy.
Mr. Hesser,
Mrs. Medina?
I'm absolutely starving, Gabrielle. Could we go in and eat?
We do need to talk privately, but not in this restaurant. I'm sorry.
Well, the dining room is a perfectly good
I
place.
can't stay here, please.
I did some thinking. And when you told me that you loved me, well, I realized I haven't been completely honest with you. And I hate that.
I thought you had been. You never held back your feelings about Jake?
Well, in some ways, I may have been testing you. I knew that you had feelings for me that you weren't telling me. I could tell every time we were near each other. If we danced, or even when I hugged you hello, the air was very heavy with unexpressed feelings.
I wasn't sure that you felt those, that you were aware of them.
I think subconsciously I played on those feelings. I really never wanted to hurt you, and I'm afraid that I have.
No, I never felt you have.
Are you sure?
Quite sure.
Then can I ask you a question?
Ask away, Megan.
Why did you choose this particular time to tell me that you loved me?
Because I'm fed up. I'm fed up with living this type of dishonesty that I've been living. With not facing our own hopeless situation. Just avoiding everything. I'm tired of it. A lot of it is just cowardice.
I don't understand.
Hoping that you and I had a chance together was a lot better than finding flat out that we had no chance at all.
Well, why do you say that?
No chance?
Yes.
Megan, you love Jake. No matter how off-center he will get, you will always love him. Why are you looking at me like that?
Because it's wonderful to be loved by a warm, intelligent man that I can trust. Come with me.
Something to eat with your tea.
I'm not hungry. I know you're hungry. I'm sorry, Mum, that I dragged you back here.
I came back here because you need me. Come on.
I do.
And it's nice to be needed.
I wouldn't know.
Oh, come on, darling. You've got a son who needs you, now more than ever.
Oh, God, when I hear you say it like that, it makes me realize there really isn't any hope of getting Max back.
Well, I don't really think there is.
Oh, God, I don't want to hear that anymore.
Look, you've got to face up to reality sometime.
You're really not being very helpful, are you, Mother? I mean, are we supposed to just bow down and accept the inevitable? Surely you can help me think of something that will stop all of this.
That's a pretty tall order.
Yes, it is, and it needs some creative thinking.
Oh, darling. Look, what about just telling Max that you're pregnant?
Oh, that's a good one. He hasn't been near me in months. Even when we were living here together, he hardly came near me.
Well, does he ever, you know, walk in his sleep? Some men do.
Really?
Look, I'm trying my best.
I'm sorry, Mum. I'm sorry. Of course you are. You're doing a lot better than I'm doing.
Oh, thank you. That's terribly encouraging. Well, perhaps you could just become seriously ill.
Well, then he'd take me to a doctor, wouldn't he?
No. You'd have something mysterious and probably fatal.
Then I'd have to die to prove my point.
No, you'd have a miracle cure.
No. We can't say miracle, because if we do, he'll automatically think of Tony, and that's just not on.
Well, why don't you have one of your famous nervous breakdowns? Now, that's really a good idea.
He'd only take Al away from me for good, Mum.
Well, no, you could have a sort of sweet breakdown.
Is there such a thing?
Yes. You know, like Ophelia did in Hamlet. Remember the way she sort of wandered around saying, hey, nonny, nonny, and humming? I think we should see that film.
Mum, didn't she throw herself into the river at the end?
Yes, I know. I want to see how she did it in the movie.
Oh. Look, Max is far too bright. He'd see right through all of this. No, but thanks for all your ideas.
Oh, darling. I wish I could think of something.
I wish you could, too. Not just a question of losing Max, you know.
Isn't it?
Of course not. There's all the Buchanan money, isn't there? Oh, truthfully, Mum, look, I don't have a penny to my name. All I've got is a trust fund for Al, but that's all. I can't ever touch that. Never, ever.
Why don't you just disappear?
Mummy.
No, I mean, it's a plan. I mean, if Max can't find you, he can't divorce you, can he? I think I'll get something to eat.
Come on, Dad. Let's go. Let it ring.
Nichols here. Oh, yes. Oh, good. I'll hold. It's a security officer calling from Tulsa Airport. You don't mind waiting a few more minutes, do you?
No. Dad, don't you find Sheila a little bossy?
No.
I mean, because she would rather have Rika go out with any guy in the world but me. I think that's kind of bossy. You know, it's funny you get along with her so well.
Yes, operator, I'm holding. Well, maybe that's because Miss Price has qualities only I know and can appreciate.
You mean to tell me that you two don't argue over me?
Now, what makes you think all Sheila and I have to talk about are you and Rika?
So you really are dating her, aren't you?
I had one date with her, New Year's Eve.
Are you gonna have any more?
I hope to. Hey, you know something, son?
What's that?
That date I had with Sheila was the first date I've had in 5 years.
5 years? Mom. Since Mom died, right?
Yeah, that's right. You know, your idea of having Sheila and Rika in for Christmas dinner was a good one. It was the first time I really heard the sound and accepted the sound of another woman's voice in my mind.
That's good, right? That's good.
Well, let's just say it bodes well.
Well, how about that? Two of us dating sisters. That's wild. That's wild.
Yeah, but cool, very cool. Yes, operator. Well, what's the problem? Oh, I see. Well, let's just hope it's temporary. Thank you. I guess some telephone lines must be down because of the storm. Remind me to tell the officer on duty to have all my calls from the Tulsa area transferred to the Heavenly Hash.
Okay, fine, yes. And let's get out of here before the phone rings again.
This is what I like about this evening. Just the two of us. Away from the telephone, the hospital, no interference from work. Or school, or the banner.
Mm-hmm.
Or men. Or men. It's a perfect setup. What do you mean?
For you.
Why me?
So you can lay it on the line to me and tell me that you don't want me to date Carrie Nichols again?
Hunter, I don't believe all these roses. You're just too good to me. I want to be as honest as I possibly can be.
Well, that's good. This is a great time for honesty.
It's not hurtful honesty, that's for sure. Of course, I have feelings for you. How couldn't I after all the time that we spent together and everything that we meant to each other? Time and circumstances changed our lives. It's not that we fell out of love, it's just that our love faded. And then when we finally found each other again, I was in love with someone else. But that doesn't mean that my loving memories for you faded or... Those memories are warm and very much alive right now.
Enough to pick up where we left off, maybe?
I don't know, perhaps. I'm not saying I'm ready to get into a relationship with you right now. But I am going to listen to what my mother said.
What did she say?
Well, that I have to discover you for the man that you are right now, and not the young man that I fell in love with years and years ago.
Are you saying that you're open to me?
Yeah.
Green light.
Yes.
I can pursue you.
Yes.
You want me to see who that is?
Could you?
Megan, do you want to talk to Jake?
No, we don't have anything to say to each other.
No, I have something I have to say. It's very important. I can't just let it go. What I have to say is only going to take a minute or two, so when I'm finished, I promise I will leave, okay?
Okay.
I've been thinking about it, and I finally faced the fact that whenever the three of us have talked, I've let my personal feelings get in the way. I've gotten emotional. I've acted like a crazy man, and I apologize for that, for being difficult. And I know it's been difficult trying to believe that I didn't have anything to do with that fan falling and almost killing Hunter. And I know it's hard to believe the gaffer's confession and all that stuff, but I just wanted to let you know that I accept your position on this whole thing. I understand where you're coming from. And I just hope that when everything is said and done, that you will be able to see that I have been telling you the truth all along.
What do you mean, like that? And I told you so?
No, of course not, Megan. I hope for your sake that I'm right here. Otherwise, we could be headed for some real trouble now. What I wanted to do here was start fresh with you, you know, on a whole new basis.
So what's this new basis?
Well, from this point on, you gotta trust me completely.
After everything that's happened, I can't do that, Jake.
What do you mean you can't?
I can't.
But Megan, we've had a lot of good things happen between us.
That has nothing to do with how I'm feeling now.
But it has to.
Jake, I think Megan has said it all.
I see. All right, well, I gotta ask you a question.
Is this really necessary?
Yeah, it's necessary. Now, let me put it to you this way. If, say something was to happen tomorrow, and you knew that there was going to be your last 5 minutes on Earth, do you want to spend your last 5 minutes with a guy like this, Mr. Slick over here, or somebody like me? I mean, I'm a little rough around the edges. But you mean more to me than life itself, and I'm trying really hard.
Putting love aside, real love, and passion, I have a slew of other problems to worry about.
Yes, darling, I know.
I'm not going back to square one, that's for certain.
What do you mean?
Well, like living in some grotty little flat somewhere with no friends and Asa just calling me a piece of trash all the time.
Well, darling, surely Max knows he's going to be expected to pay alimony.
It doesn't matter if he pays me half of his income for the rest of his life. It won't be enough. I'll still be counting pennies every day. I refuse to live like that.
You'll have to get a job.
Oh, please don't even mention it.
I'm just trying to be realistic.
You, be realistic. You're the one who always said that we were born for better things. We were never grubby little commoners.
Yes, well, I'm afraid we're all grubby little commoners here in the United States. They call it democracy.
You know who my real enemy is, don't you?
Yourself?
No, Asa Buchanan. If it weren't for him, I would have my husband right now.
Darling, I think it's too late,
No,
really.
it's not. No, when Max said he wanted to put this place up for sale, I could see in his eyes the true compassion when he saw how upset I got about it.
Well, he has a terribly sweet nature from time to time.
Which is getting totally corrupted by Asa.
Oh, stop.
Nothing stops that man from spitting abuse at me in front of friends, relatives, throwing me out of his house. I just detest him so much. I wish he was...
Darling, don't ever say that.
Why not? You said something similar the other day.
I certainly did not. I said that I thought Asa wasn't such a young man and he wouldn't live forever.
And you meant nothing by that?
No, I didn't. But I have a terrible feeling that you did.
Not at all.
But Carrie Nichols is who you wanted to talk about, isn't he?
I have a lot more things to talk about than Carrie Nichols. You must too. I'd like to know how your internship at the band is going.
Wouldn't you much rather clear up the situation with Carrie first?
Are we gonna fight?
Absolutely not. I told Carrie that we could only be friends, and he accepted that.
Just when I think my kid sister is growing up, she makes a dumb remark.
Dumb?
Yes.
It sounded pretty mature to me.
Oh. Look, Rika, I am all for you guys remaining friends. But if you persist in seeing each other, I am here to tell you it's only a hop, skip, and a jump to falling in love. And I do not want to be the one to fight love. I will only come out of this as the mean big sister.
No, you wouldn't.
I guarantee it.
Your trouble is that you worry too much about me and not enough about yourself. You don't treat yourself as well as you should. You should take a vacation, buy some new clothes.
Oh, for you to wear before I get a chance to? No.
If you would buy some pretty things and go out every once in a while, maybe I wouldn't get a chance. And why don't you date? You're gorgeous, sis. All the men look at you. You could have the pick of the crop.
I've got too many goals. I just don't have the time.
Stop knitting sweaters and go out. You could have 6 dates in the same time it takes you to knit one sweater.
Well, when I'm knitting, I'm thinking, okay?
Time out from thinking never hurt anybody either.
You know, you're beginning to sound as bossy as you say I am. But I do not want to talk about me. I want to talk about you. Now, when does your internship at the Banner end?
Just before the end of spring semester.
You know, you don't sound exactly excited about this.
Well, I'm...
Jake, that's the dumbest question I've ever heard. What does that have to do with anything here? Are you trying to play mind games again?
No, I'm serious. I need to know the answer to this question. It's very important.
I can answer it. Even though I feel that it was asked to put me on the spot.
No, it wasn't. I swear.
It doesn't
I'm
matter.
lost.
If this were the last 5 minutes that I had on Earth, I think I would choose to spend it with, my family.
So much for this approach. To heck with common sense. Here, this is for you. One of us has to have some faith, huh? Good night.
What was that all about? Do you have any idea? What was it really all about?
Sort of. Jake has this crazy idea that Carlo Hester is funding the movie that we're doing to somehow get to me or my family.
That is a crazy idea. And he says you've got to believe it.
Yes.
Do you?
No.
Well, how do you feel after this last encounter?
I'm fine.
Can we get back to us?
Yeah.
Are you still sure about what you said with the green light with me?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, are you up for a little celebration?
Sure, a small one.
Well, how about you and me and a bottle of champagne? And champagne it is.
Good evening. This is a pleasant coincidence.
Hello. Or did Carrie know that we were coming here this evening?
How could he have known that? I didn't even know you wanted to come here for dinner tonight.
Oh, of course.
It was Carrie's idea for us to eat dinner here. I'm on call from my office, and Heavenly Hash is very close to headquarters. I think we should be getting to our table, son.
Oh, okay, Dad.
I wasn't sure you guys were going to make it over here.
Well, just as we were leaving the office, I had a last-minute phone call. I don't need a menu if you still have some of that beef stew left.
Oh, yes, I do.
A tossed salad, little blue cheese dressing. Carrie? Carrie?
Oh, yes. I have the same thing he's having.
Sure you're going to like it a lot.
Uh-huh.
I've been meaning to ask you about your classes at Landview U. Have you decided on your major yet?
What?
Your major.
What about it?
Have you decided on it yet?
Oh, I don't have to decide until the end of the term.
Your internship at the Banner is very wonderful, but I really think you should go back to Harvard.
Sure.
Sheila?
Yeah.
Excuse me. I was wondering if you would join us at our table for dessert and coffee when the time comes. If all four of us sat at the same table, at least there would be communication on some kind of level.
I don't know.
That sounds great, Mr. Nichols.
Hi.
Hi.
That was my dad's idea.
And a good one, too.
I haven't seen you around much lately.
Often friends are separated for long periods of time. Usually, you can pick up where you left off.
Right.
Right.
I was wondering if we could go out one night next week. just as friends, if you can get the time.
I think I can. After I clear the air with my sister, which is gonna happen tonight.
It wouldn't bother you if Asa were dead. Come on, admit it. Stop being so wishy-washy.
Gabrielle, saying that I think Asa won't live forever is not the same as wishing the man were dead. You are incredible, you know. I mean, you become desperate and then you act on impulse. That's exactly what happened with Tony.
How did Tony get into this?
Tony is a perfect example of what happens when you fly off the handle. You know, all the things that happened with Tony were just a result of impulse. We're not getting anywhere here except angry.
Mom, I need your help.
No, I've helped you enough for one night. Darling, I'll always be your ally. You know that. I think I've proven that.
But, Mommy, I need your help now, honestly.
Gabrielle, as long as you continue to think that the world owes you a living, there's no hope. Now, you've made enough trouble for yourself. It's time to retrench, young lady.
Mother!
No. Mother! No. Absolutely no more tonight. I shall ring you tomorrow.
Oh, what if there isn't a tomorrow? Oh.
Listen, I'm sorry to say I have to be getting back to my office to see if there are any developments on Tina Roberts. If you'll excuse me, please.
Dad, if you don't need my company walking back to headquarters, I'll just...
I would enjoy your company, son.
Okay. See you then. See you, Rika.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night, Mr. Nichols.
Good night, ladies.
Good night, Roy. That was pretty awful.
Are you sure you did not know Carrie and his father were coming this evening?
You asked that before. No, I didn't. You know, we have to get something straightened out.
Yes, we do.
I don't need you to tell me about your hopes and goals for me anymore. I know them and I share them. But really, what does dating Carrie Nichols have anything to do with it?
I'll put it as simply as I know how, without going over and over everything that we have gone over already, okay?
Fair enough.
I believe that you have a very solid and wonderful future ahead of you. Now, as far as Carrie, if he is lucky, he can only make some money.
You do not know him well enough to say that.
Do you?
I know him better than you do. But I should know him better, and that's what I'm gonna do.
How?
By spending more time with him. If he wants to date me steadily, then that's what I'm gonna do.
Oh, Rika.
Well, how about a toast to the green light?
To a new tomorrow.
If you like the music, would you like to dance?
I do like the music. And I'd love to dance.
It's the beginning of the courtship of Megan Gordon.
It's a very nice beginning.
I love you.
I think we should say goodnight.
We don't have to say goodnight.
Yeah, we do.
Then we do.
You can read my heart.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Who's there? Whoever it is, don't come anywhere near me. Harlow,
Good evening.
how did you get into my house?
I never have trouble getting into places. And since we didn't have a chance to talk at the hotel, I thought I'd drop in.
I told you I don't have anything to say to you. Now, get out!
You'll freeze in that open doorway. Max Holden must be a madman to let you get away.
Good God, what do you want from me?
A partnership?
Forget it.
You're desperate, Gabrielle. You're in no position to tell me to forget it. Sit.